Hi guys, today I'm gonna be reading Mr. Potter and Tabby Took the Horn, the last story. Chapter 1. Long musing. Mr. Potter and his fine cat Tabby were neighbor to Mrs. Tiberi and her good dog Jake. Mrs. Tiberi and Mr. Potter had a lot in common. They both like bingo. They both like free samples. They both like rain.
Free sample.
And they both like music. Mrs. Tiberi liked country music the best. She liked it. Broken hearts. She liked the big silver boots and the tail hair. Mr. Potter liked opera. He also liked broken hearts, and he liked the big long heroes and the violin. Someday Mrs. Tiberi Long played her country music very loud for Mr. Potter to hear. Someday Mr. Potter played his opera very loud for Mrs. Tiberi to hear. They liked sharing. One day Mrs. Tiberi had an idea. We should join a band, she told Mr. Potter. But I can't join a band. And Mr. Potter, I can't play an instrument. Of course you can, said Mrs. Tiberi. All people can do anything they want. Can they say dance, play an instrument? Asked Mr. Potter. No, said Mrs. Tiberi. So she had Mr. Potter run to look for a bag. Chapter 2. Those Teeth. Mr. Potter and Tabby and Mrs. Tiberi and Jake went to hear many bands play. They went to hear an Irish band play jigs. But the jigsing made Tabby nervous and Jake itch, so they could not play in a rich band. Next they went to hear a bass band, but the bassy sound made Mr. Tiberi's teeth hurt, so they could not play in the bass band. Then they went to hear a jazz band. The band played very late in a club after midnight. Mr. Potter fell asleep, so they could not play in the jazz band. Poor Mr. Potter and Mrs. Tiberi. It meant that beds were only for people who had that person didn't need much sleep. Then sad Miss Happy and Jake and wouldn't wonder what to do. Chapter 3. Mr. Potter Cat. I have it, said Mrs. Tiberi a few days later. She had bought Mr. Potter and Tabby some peach tea and carrot pie. We will be a band, but I still can't play an instrument, said Mr. Potter. Of course you can, said Mrs. Tiberi. I can't, said Mr. Potter. You can if you want to, said Mrs. Tiberi. Mr. Potter thought about Tabby neighbors and nervous and Jake itch and Mrs. Tiberi teeth. He thought about a nap. I'm not sure if I want to, said Mr. Potter. If you try, I will beg you something sweet, said Mrs. Tiberi. Sweet, said Mr. Potter. Something really nutty, said Mrs. Tiberi. Nutty, said Mr. Potter. With a lot of vanilla, said Mrs. Tiberi. I'm ready to play, said Mr. Potter. Chapter 4. Mr. Potter Trains. The next day, Mr. Potter bought a little horse. He bought it because it was on sale. When he got home, Mr. Potter tooted the horn for 4 hours. He was a very bad tutor, the worst. Tabby went outside to sleep in the flat. Mrs. T-Berry did not buy horn to toot. She bought a mandarin. When she got home, she started plucking. She was a good plucker. She plucked all night long, and Jig did not. By the next morning, Mr. T-Berry could pluck a favorite country songs. But Mr. Potter could not choose his favorite songs. His tutor was holding up a tomato plant. Chapter 5, The Bad. Mrs. T-Berry forgave Mr. Potter for being a bad tutor. She said he could listen to her pluck in the tail. So she did. He listened to her plunk all the blankets so she cooled it off. His leg is very much deeper. Jig did not eat. After the corner, they all had a sweet, nursery vanilla surprise. Mrs. T-Berry and Mr. Potter gave it because dessert it because he had tried. She said did not mind being the only person in the bed. She said the name of her bed would be Plunking Without Butter. And they laugh and laugh and laugh. So this is end story. Thank you for watching my video. Bye.